A 19-year-old woman allegedly produces promotional videos for a subversive group and is charged with sedition. Hong Kong tennis star Coleman Wong makes history as the first SAR player to win a Grand Slam singles match. And protests erupt in Indonesia's capital over the lavish allowances of parliament members. Good evening, you're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Chu. National Security Police charged a 19-year-old woman with sedition for allegedly shooting promotional videos for a subversive organization. She was denied bail after appearing at the West Kowloon Magistrates Courts for first mention this afternoon. Jamie Liu reports.
The magistrate ordered the defendant to be remanded and scheduled her next hearing on October 31st. The jobless woman was accused of helping to produce promotional videos for Hong Kong Parliament, a group declared subversive by authorities between March and May this year. She was also alleged to have used social media to promote voting aimed at overthrowing the central and SL governments. She was charged under the offense of acting with a seditious intent, which could result in a 7-year jail term on first conviction. The woman was reportedly the ex-girlfriend of Tony Lam, who is deemed an absconder by police over national security offences. Media reported that she and Lam left Hong Kong for Taiwan, where Lam sought political asylum but was turned down. Then the pair moved to Canada, and the 19-year-old girl ultimately returned to Hong Kong by herself. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
Financial Secretary Paul Chen noted in a major artificial intelligence summit that AI is reshaping industries, economies, and societies, and Hong Kong will leverage its unique position under the one country, two systems principle to guarantee the free flow of data and information. In his address, Chen stated that AI is altering the global economic competitive landscape and that no single nation or region should dominate technological innovation.
We will introduce mechanisms for cross-boundary flow of data from the Chinese mainland to Hong Kong for research and development purposes under clear safeguards and robust data security protocols. This will enable Hong Kong to serve as a unique data convergence point of mainland and international data and a testing field for different applications. These are valuable assets in the age of AI.
Also speaking at the summit was the Chief Executive Officer of the government's investment arm, the Hong Kong Investment Corporation, Clara Chan. She highlighted the immense potential of the AI sector, revealing the corporation has already invested in multiple enterprises, including those focused on AI large language models, cloud computing, and AI drug research and development.
We have already invested in more than 120 projects, of which 2 companies are already listed in Hong Kong. And more than 10 companies have either submitted or indicated their plan to submit the application for IPO in Hong Kong this year.
Chen added that for every $1 the corporation has invested, it has successfully attracted over $5 in long-term market capital to co-invest. The government is revamping its M-Mark sports event subsidy, shifting focus to quality ones and tightening funding rules. Lawmaker Vincent Cheng said stricter checks will apply to celebrity-led matches to avoid another Messi-style letdown. Jamie Liu has more.
Starting September 15th, the M-Mark scheme will adopt new vetting criteria, placing greater emphasis on an event's potential to boost tourism and generate economic benefits for Hong Kong. It also set a tiered funding system ranging from $6 million to $15 million, meaning not every organizer would receive the maximum amount. The overhaul comes after last year's controversy when football icon Lionel Messi skipped an M-Mark funded friendly match, sparking outrage and refund demands. Speaking on a radio program, Chang, who is on the committee that approves the Denmark funding, outlined new measures to prevent such incidents. He said approved organizers must now have backup star guests in case their scheduled headliner pulls a no-show. Meanwhile, policy researchers expressed concerns on how the new funding priorities would affect middle-sized events. Joyce Chen from think tank Our Hong Kong Foundation pointed to the 2024 World Lacrosse Women's U20 Championship as one of the examples that may struggle to secure the support they once had. But Chang assured that the committee would keep its doors open to popular sports such as lacrosse and cricket. He noted that while youth tournaments and regional competitions might fall outside the scope of the Denmark scheme, other government fundings are still available. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
The city's rising tennis star Coleman Wong extended his dream run at the U.S. Open, defeating Alexander Kovacevic and becoming the first male player from Hong Kong to win a Grand Slam singles match. Scarlett Chan tells us more.
Wong made his main draw Grand Slam debut after winning 3 qualifying matches in a row. He started strong, breaking serve twice to take the first set 6-4, with cheers in his mother tongue clearly heard from the crowd. Currently ranked world number 173, Wong had a great momentum this year as he reached the round of 32 in the Miami Open and advanced in the second round in Cincinnati. The 21-year-old Hong Konger claimed the second set 7-5 against Kovacevic, who listed more than 100 places above him, pushing the match into a decider. Wong served 22 aces and committed just 31 unforced errors to his opponent's 47. Both players held serve consistently in the third set, but Wong ultimately won in straight sets, 7-4 in the tiebreak. With this victory, he became the first Hong Kong player to proceed in the second round of the Grand Slam in the Open era, which he is set to face Australia's Adam Walton. Wong expressed disbelief at his tough victory and thanked his Hong Kong supporters. Being a tennis player from Hong Kong is not easy, especially when traveling abroad, he added, and promised to prove his ability in the coming matches. Scarlett Chan, Cable News.
In Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia, protesters stormed the parliament building after public outrage erupted over lavish allowances granted to members of parliament. Riot police dispersed the crowd using tear gas and water cannons. Scarlett Chan has more details.
Many demonstrators threw rocks in front of the parliament building. They also surrounded and attacked police vehicles. More than 1,200 police officers were deployed to secure the parliament building. Some equipped with shields formed a defensive line to stop the protesters from advancing. Multiple rounds of tear gas and water cannon were used to break up the crowd. During the protest, numerous roads were closed. Train and bus services were suspended. Protesters were outraged by reports that members of Congress have been receiving a monthly housing allowance of more than 50 million rupiah, equivalent to over 23,000 Hong Kong dollars. The housing benefit alone amounts to about 20 times the monthly minimum wage in poor areas of the country. They viewed the allowances as unjust due to the economic hardship faced by most citizens, demanding a rollback of pay rise and the dissolution of the House of Representatives. Scarlett Chan, Cable News.
Tropical storm Kajiki made landfall in Vietnam, causing at least 1 death and multiple injuries. Widespread power outages have been reported across several provinces. Heavy rain from Kajiki flooded streets and vehicles attempting to navigate through the water. In some areas, floodwaters reached knee height, forcing residents to exercise extreme caution when evacuating their homes. The storm damaged rooftops, swept away advertisement boards, toppled power poles, and brought down trees. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh has urged all relevant agencies to collaborate in supporting local disaster relief efforts and restoring electricity. Meanwhile, the weather watchdog issued alerts for flash floods and landslides. Airports in Thanh Hoa and Tinh Quang Binh remained closed, leading to flight cancellations. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung used his first Oval Office meeting to encourage U.S. President Donald Trump to engage with the peace efforts for Korean Peninsula. Lee also invited Trump to attend the APEC summit in October to try meeting with Kim Jong-un. Anna Chen reports.
Trump greeted Lee at the White House for their first summit on Monday. The South Korean president started with flattery for his counterpart, lauding the decor, beseeching Trump to be peacemaker, even suggesting a Trump Tower in North Korea and play golf there. Trump also made constant references to his friend and North Korean leader, saying he would like to meet Kim this year. He recalled his visit to the demilitarized zone back in 2019.
I loved it. Remember when I walked across the line and everyone went crazy? Especially Secret Service, I would say they were crazy. And yet I felt safe. I felt safe because I have a great relationship with Kim Jong-un.
Lee added that Trump was the only person who can actually solve tensions between North and South Korea. Despite Lee's charm offensive, the meeting did not yield much by way of easing trade and defense issues. Asked about whether he would consider reducing the number of U.S. troops in South Korea, Trump sidestepped the question but said he would like to scrape the U.S. lease with Seoul covering a large military base. Lee will visit a shipyard owned by South Korea's Hanwha Group in Philadelphia tomorrow to highlight investment plans, as he is leaning on promises to make America shipbuilding great again. Following the summit, Lee vowed to increase defense spending and take on a more proactive role in safeguarding security on the Korean Peninsula. Anna Chen, Cable News.
Waves of Israeli airstrikes have hit one of the main hospitals in Gaza, killing at least 20 people, including 5 journalists. Dozens more were reportedly injured. The Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis was struck by a series of Israeli attacks. After the initial blast, journalists and rescue workers who rushed to the scene were caught in a second Israeli offensive. During the airstrikes, 33-year-old freelance Associated Press journalist Mariam Daga was reporting from inside the hospital. After learning of her death, distraught family members rushed to the site. The 4 other journalists killed were Al Jazeera's Mohammed Salama, Reuters contractor cameraman Hussam Al-Masri, and freelance reporters Ahmed Abu Aziz and Moaz Abu Taha. The Palestinian Journalist Syndicate has condemned the incident, calling it an open war on free media that aims to intimidate journalists and prevent them from carrying out their duty to expose Israel's crimes to the world. According to data from the Committee to Protect Journalists, nearly 2 years into the Israel-Hamas war, more than 190 journalists have been killed, the vast majority of them being Palestinians. Hong Kong's import and export performance last month exceeded market expectations. Official data shows that in July, the value of total exports of goods rose by 14.3% year-on-year to $446.3 billion, accelerating by 2.4 percentage points compared to June. Meanwhile, the value of imports of goods increased by 16.5% over a year earlier to $480.4 billion, creating a trade deficit of $34.1 billion. Exports to Asia as a whole saw an increase of over 19%, with shipments to mainland China rising by around 16%. However, exports to the United States fell by more than 7%. A government spokesperson stated that merchandise exports remained steady during the period. Authorities forecast that sustained economic growth in the mainland and other Asian economies would continue to support the SAR's trade performance. However, they also cautioned that U.S. tariff policies could begin to affect international trade flows in the short term. The Pinot family, a major shareholder of the German sportswear brand Puma, is reportedly considering selling its stake. According to Bloomberg, citing sources familiar with the matter, the Pino family is working with advisors and has approached potential buyers, including Chinese brands Anta Sports and Li Ning, to gauge their interest in acquiring Puma. The family has also reportedly sounded out other American sportswear companies and Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds. The sources added that discussions are ongoing and there is no guarantee a deal would be reached. The Pino family indirectly holds a 29% stake in Puma. Over the past year, the group's market value has fallen by nearly half. Now let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day down 304 points. Top active stocks of the day: Tencent was down $5, Alibaba was down $3.20. Meituan was down $2.30, and BYD was up $1.80. Onto the weather now. Mainly cloudy with a few showers. The minimum temperature will be about 28 degrees tomorrow morning. Very hot with sunny periods during the day, with a maximum temperature of around 34 degrees. Isolated thunderstorms later. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Thank you for watching and good night.